Well, welcome back aboard Guenevere. After I washed everything down, got everything taken out, I did an inspection. Let it dry out. It's been a few days since I did that, and if you look at what we've done, it actually doesn't look too bad, but this is our home, especially when we're, long time. It's not a weekend boat, so things that would pass easily on a weekend boat, we don't feel pass on Guenevere. So it struck me the last time we did any painting in here was in the 90s. So the paint's held up really well. I tried latex paint and I tried oil-based paint. I did 2 patches in the boat. For the latex paint, I wire brushed. I did an area with alcohol. I did another area with some paint thinner. And I'm sorry to say, because I really wanted to use it, it all peeled off. It just would not stay. So I went to oil-based, and what I did is I actually had to remove a chunk of the whole hull there on the deck for putting in a pump out to pump out the holding tank that we had at the time. I took that down to a major home store, and I had them color match it. Once it was color matched, I think I bought 2 gallons. Like I say, this was back in the 90s. It took a good gallon and a quart or so to do everything once. I then bought empty quart cans. I took the top of I took a picture of the top of the gallon can that showed what it was and what the mixture was, so that next time, if I needed to mix some more, I would go ahead and just take that label in and have them mix me another gallon. So after 2 gallons, I still have 3 quarts of the color left. It's all dirty because it's been in storage all this time, but because I filled the cans completely full and they haven't opened since, they're nice and reusable. So I can go ahead and redo all of the cream color. We did in all of the storage areas. We felt like, as I said, this is our home, and we want the storage areas to be as nice as the outside of the boat. We want them clean. When it's just bare fiberglass, when they get dirty, when stuff, if a can opens up for some reason and goes into it, you can't tell to clean it out real well. By making it the cream color, same as the outside of the boat, we have no problem with that. Now, having said that, that's what I use in all the lockers and everything like that. I still bought and used bilge coat. It's a gray bilge paint, and it's meant to be used in bilges. By the way, when we first bought Guenevere, all of the tops of all these cabinets and everything was battleship gray. I was in the Navy, don't need it no more. The bilge coat I just bought another quart of because I think a quart should do it, is only down the center and in the bilges all the way back. If I need more, I can always buy more. I gotta say, give a plug, and this is in no way, I'm not being paid or anything. I ordered a bilge coat from Jamestown Marine, rubber gloves, plastic gloves, Jamestown Marine, and Jamestown Distributors. And when I ordered the paint, but when it came with 2 stir sticks, it came with gloves and 2 measuring cups for me to use. So I got to say, I'm real happy with the service I get from them. And I've done that in the past, and every time I've gotten the stir sticks. Got some blue tape and some thinner to go. Now, little cups, mixing cups, and brushes, both inexpensive. You know, I tend to use the brushes and chuck them. I don't tend to clean them out for this cabinet stuff and everything. You know, if I'm doing high-class varnish on something, yeah, I'll get a good brush. Now, the next thing I do, before I paint, before I tape off and everything, is I really need to sand all this stuff down. Now, I don't need to sand it down back to bare wood or anything. All I want to do is I want to give it a tooth so that the next coat covers it and adheres to it real well. It's a semi-gloss. Now, having cruised for all these years, since 2004, I took, this is a dry box, and I put my power tools in it. So I can go ahead and use my power tools. Now, what I bought was a multi-tool, and what this multi-tool, Black & Decker 12 volt, and I bought it specifically. 12 volts not nearly as powerful as the 19 volt or corded drill, but that comes off, and I'm ready to sand now. I've got 2 batteries with me, but if you've looked back at my videos, I had a dead battery that died on me a long time ago, and I had a 12 volt extension cord, and I turned this into a 12 volt plug-in drill. I have the solar panels charging the battery. I'm a big believer in running the ship on its own, making it independent. So I really don't need electricity here in the yard. I've got my batteries, I've got my electricity. I'm not using the refrigerator, so two 20 watt panels are providing more than enough power. I can use this all day long, and if I don't come back for 2 days, the batteries are all back up to charge. So I'm going to get busy doing some sanding, and I'm not going to put you through all the sanding, but before I do, let's take a look at the bilge that I'm repainting, and let's take a look at in the cubbies, and you'll see why I'm repainting, and I'll show you some of the door tops. Okay, if we take a look down, okay, this is the bilge by the aft ladder, and you can certainly see where the bilge paint has completely come off. So that needs a new coat, and I'll wire brush just a little before I go ahead and start repainting that. Also, it's important to repaint all of these edges. You can see where they've worn off, and keep that paint on those edges. This is the bilge by the mast support. You can see the wires, and you can see it's still somewhat clean, but needs another coat. So as we come forward to the first bend, you can see the bilge coat and the cream color's taking some hits, and the bilge coat's taking some hits. That's our depth sounder. I keep it forward to shoot through the hull. So these little clips in this compartment, a bungee around chart tubes so that I have my paper charts handy at all times. A little bit forward from that is the next compartment, and once again you can see the bilge coat and cream color taking some hits from cans and critters and things. The compartment that takes the biggest hit is on the port settee, and this is where we primarily keep most of the canned goods and food locker. So you can see it's taken quite a hit over the years, but it's also held up very well. So as I said, I'm going back with the oil base. So I'll give all of this a good either sanding, or in this case where it's against the hull, I'll use a wire brush, large wire brush, to clean it real well. Then clean it off with a little thinner or alcohol or MEK, and get that taken care of. Well, once I get done sanding and repainting all of the cream color and the bilge coat down the center where it needs to be, we're looking at possibly replacing our white around. Pull the ports out, get those all cleaned up and polished up like new, putting them back, and you know, you can tell it's been lived in for a long time, so I want to freshen it up. And then after I get done with some of that work, Jill will probably come in and redo our ceiling and the overhead. We keep the overhead glossy, but the ceiling we keep matte. We like it like that a lot. So that's about what we're doing right now, and I'm going to get busy doing more sanding, and you don't need to sit through all that.